I was very overwhelmed. It just didn't seem real. I was just like, what's just happened? Wow. I was just like, ooh. I'm still like that now, to be honest. Even watching it and knowing that I've been there, it's incredible.
You know how sometimes a face pops up on TV and you just can't forget it, even after the show is over? That's exactly what happened with Stacey Leadbeatter from Britain's Got Talent. But most people only saw a small piece of her story, not the real picture behind it. So what did the cameras not tell you? Why did her appearance spark so much conversation online? And what went on before and after that moment in the spotlight? Stick around, because the details behind Stacey Leadbeatter's journey might just change how you look at that performance entirely. Early life and overcoming speech challenges. Stacey Leadbeatter, named gaining attention among Britain's Got Talent audiences, recognized for powerful singing voice and journey shaped by resilience, courage, transformation. Stacey Leadbeatter origin traces to Birstall, small town near Leeds. Early childhood years for Stacey Leadbeatter involved persistent stammer affecting daily communication. Speech flow difficulties influenced confidence levels during conversations and classroom participation. School environment for Stacey Leadbeatter became emotionally difficult space. Teasing from classmates included mimicry of speech patterns. Social isolation increased over time. Confidence levels dropped significantly. How does young mind cope when spoken words fail in everyday moments? How does communication develop when speech becomes source of embarrassment? Music entered life of Stacey Leadbeatter as personal escape route. Singing provided different experience compared to spoken communication. Vocal expression through melody allowed smoother control and emotional release. Hours spent in bedroom included repetition of songs from Whitney Houston and Leona Lewis. Vocal imitation developed strength in tone control, breath support, emotional delivery. Music functioned as safe space for expression beyond spoken difficulty. Public performance remained rare during early years. Social withdrawal increased as peers progressed through typical adolescent social development. Anxiety connected to speech challenges influenced avoidance of attention situations. Silence became frequent companion during social settings. How does talent grow when expression remains limited by fear of speaking? Turning point arrived around 2020 during global pandemic period. Home environment allowed extended reflection time. Stacey Leadbeatter decision emerged to confront speech challenge directly. Online resources from adult speech therapy content on YouTube became daily routine. Structured exercises included articulation drills, breathing techniques, repetition patterns designed for speech retraining. Consistency became central focus. Daily repetition of exercises supported gradual improvement in speech fluency. Missed practice sessions correlated with return of stronger stammer patterns, reinforcing importance of discipline. How does improvement sustain without routine commitment? How does progress survive inconsistency? Combination of speech therapy exercises with singing practice created dual pathway approach. Vocal exercises served therapeutic function alongside artistic expression. Mindfulness techniques supported anxiety management during speech attempts. Gradual reduction in speech-related tension became noticeable over extended practice period. By 2023, progress in speech fluency reached noticeable stage. Confidence in communication increased across everyday situations. Short singing recordings appeared on social platform TikTok, displaying vocal capability alongside emotional authenticity. Audience response increased interest in vocal talent and personal development journey. Stacey Leadbeatter journey illustrates steady change through repetition, discipline, emotional resilience. Speech difficulty gradually reduced through structured practice and consistent engagement with vocal training. Music and speech therapy combined pathway strengthened both communication ability and performance confidence. Questions arise about hidden potential within individuals facing communication barriers. How many voices remain unheard due to fear of judgment? How many talents remain dormant due to speech anxiety? Continued progress demonstrates possibility of transformation through persistence and structured effort. Public interest in vocal performances increased as clarity improved and expressive control strengthened. Growth continues as focus remains on practice consistency, emotional stability, and artistic development. Stacey Leadbeatter experience often sparks curiosity about resilience after long-term speech struggle. Communication improvement highlights connection between therapy, repetition, and creative expression. Daily practice routines shape gradual rebuilding of fluency and confidence. Emotional challenges connected to speech difficulty reduce over time through exposure and consistent effort. Music remains steady foundation supporting voice development and emotional balance. Questions continue to surface about how many individuals could benefit from similar structured support and accessible therapy resources. Public recognition of vocal progress increases interest in personal journey and artistic growth. Continued development suggests ongoing evolution of communication strength and performance ability. Stacey Leadbeatter's story doesn't slow down. It keeps unfolding in the most inspiring way, drawing more attention as steady progress becomes impossible to ignore. Step by step, growth starts to show not just in communication, but in confidence, in presence, in the way every word begins to carry more strength than before. And that's where things get even more interesting, because behind that visible progress lies a deeper, more personal journey that many people never get to see. What shaped that growth? What challenges quietly fueled it? Stay right here till the very end, because the next part reveals everything you didn't expect. Personal life. Before rise to national fame, Stacey led humble life working at local supermarket in Yorkshire. Responsibilities primarily included cooking rotisserie chickens. Routine job grounded Stacey within community and provided for Stacey family. Despite repetitive nature of work, Stacey experienced moments of joy singing during breaks and after long shifts. Quiet aisles and back rooms of supermarket became private rehearsal spaces for vocal development away from public attention. Stacey's personal life remained strong source of motivation. Richard, fiancé of Stacey, described as steadfast pillar of support. Relationship history includes teenage dating years, separation period, and reconnection in 2024. Engagement confirmed early 2025. Wedding plans scheduled for 2027. Erilyn, 10-year-old daughter of Stacey, present during Britain's Got Talent audition experience. Erilyn meeting with KSY arranged during same period, creating memorable family milestone. Question often raised within community conversations: how does balancing rising fame with parenting responsibilities shape emotional strength? Stacey path includes heartbreaking experience during August 2024 period. Expectation of child shared between Stacey and Richard. Private scan results revealed absence of heartbeat. Emotional aftermath described in TikTok, sharing sessions, expression of overwhelming grief and shock. Words shared highlighted intense sadness mixed with gratitude for brief connection with unborn child. Described as angel bringing lessons of strength. Question often echoed among supporters: how does grief transform creative expression and resilience in public-facing careers? Rather than withdrawal from public space, Stacey channeled grief into musical creation. Songwriting process began with original compositions shared across TikTok platform. Audience engagement expanded through emotional storytelling and shared experiences among women facing similar loss situations. Compassionate responses emerged across online community interactions. Support network strengthened between Stacey, Richard, and Erilyn, forming unified emotional recovery environment. Family communication deepened during healing period, raising reflection. How does shared grief reshape family cohesion and long-term emotional direction? Public attention surrounding Stacey continues to grow following Britain's Got Talent exposure. With increasing discussion across entertainment circles, regarding authenticity of talent development emerging from everyday workplaces such as supermarkets in Yorkshire. Career trajectory sparks curiosity among audiences, raising questions about how ordinary routines transform into national recognition, and how late-night singing inside quiet storage rooms becomes stepping stone toward large stage performances. Emotional resilience displayed across Stacy experiences often referenced within online conversations, especially regarding balancing motherhood responsibilities, relationship commitments with Richard, and creative ambitions in music industry environments. Public reaction highlights admiration mixed with curiosity, asking how grief experiences shape songwriting voice, and whether personal hardship becomes fuel for artistic expression or barrier to emotional stability. Supporters continue following Stacy developments with interest, especially after emotional openness shared through TikTok storytelling and family-centered reflections involving Erilyn presence during key public moments, and Richard, consistent encouragement. Overall narrative around Stacy emphasizes persistence through ordinary beginnings, unexpected tragedy, and evolving musical recognition, prompting reflection on how resilience narratives resonate deeply within modern entertainment culture and community storytelling spaces. Public discourse also explores how workplace beginnings in supermarket environments contribute to grounded perspectives, even after exposure to national television platforms and widespread digital attention. Audience conversations frequently include rhetorical reflection about timing of fame emergence, questioning why certain voices remain unnoticed until major televised competitions provide visibility. Emotional storytelling surrounding Stacy's journey continues influencing discussions about resilience, family unity, and artistic transformation after loss experiences shared publicly through social platforms. Many conversations end with reflective curiosity about future direction of Stacy's music career and ongoing balance between personal life commitments and growing public attention. Reflection began to settle in, not all at once, but slowly, like a story finally making sense after a long stretch of confusion. Everyday workspaces, quiet emotional struggles, and the presence of even a single supportive relationship started to reveal how rising artistic voices are truly shaped within modern music and televised performance spaces. Nothing about the journey felt accidental anymore. It all pointed to one lingering question about resilience and what it really takes to keep going when things get difficult. And just when everything starts to connect, the moment that changes everything finally arrives. Stay right here till the very end, because this next part is where it all breaks open. The breakthrough. In early 2025, Stacy took leap of faith and auditioned for Britain's Got Talent. Before audition, Stacy had very limited live singing experience, mainly one pub karaoke night from years earlier. Growing TikTok audience encouraged Stacy to attempt national stage exposure, hoping voice could reach wider recognition beyond short online clips. Stacy stepped onto Britain's Got Talent stage with noticeable calmness mixed with visible nervous energy. Song choice came as Run by Snow Patrol, a song widely known through Leona Lewis' cover version. First notes from Stacy carried strong emotional tone, immediately drawing attention across audience and judging panel. Silence filled studio as performance progressed, creating intense listening atmosphere. Stacy's vocal control, clarity, and emotional delivery stood out strongly during entire performance. Many audience members appeared visibly moved, with emotional reactions spreading across seating area. Judges responded with clear admiration. Simon Cowell described Stacy's performance as comparable in emotional impact to Susan Boyle's breakthrough moment, highlighting authenticity and natural vocal strength. Amanda Holden described performance as one of most touching moments witnessed in recent years of competition history, emphasizing emotional depth and sincerity present throughout delivery. Alicia Dixon praised Stacy's authenticity, mentioning strong connection between voice and emotional storytelling, without need for theatrical exaggeration. Guest judge KSI experienced strongest reaction among panel. KSI appeared visibly emotional during final sections of performance. Immediate decision followed as golden buzzer was pressed, sending gold confetti across stage area. Loud celebration filled studio space, while Stacy reacted with overwhelming emotion, collapsing in disbelief and crying due to sudden recognition. Audience applause intensified, creating high-energy moment across entire venue. Production crew and stage lighting emphasized scale of moment through bright visual effects and celebratory sound design. Judges rose from seats during aftermath, acknowledging significance of performance impact. Stacy transition from local performer background to national recognition occurred instantly following golden buzzer activation. Social media attention increased rapidly after broadcast, with discussions focusing on emotional delivery, vocal strength, and unexpected judge reaction. TikTok followers expanded significantly following televised moment, reflecting growing public interest in Stacy's musical journey. Public commentary frequently highlighted contrast between previous small-scale karaoke experience and high-pressure televised performance environment. Stacy audition became reference point for discussions around undiscovered talent, emerging from everyday environments. Judges repeatedly referenced authenticity, emotional honesty, and rare vocal quality as defining characteristics of performance. Industry observers noted potential career transformation following exposure gained through televised competition platform. Overall event demonstrated strong audience connection to emotionally driven vocal performance, supported by judge validation and live audience reaction. Stacy's name became associated with breakthrough talent narrative within entertainment discussions following broadcast episode. Entertainment analysts described Stacy's breakthrough as rare combination of vocal control, emotional sincerity, and stage readiness. Casting professionals highlighted unusual pathway from social media recognition into primetime televised success. Music industry discussions emphasized potential recording opportunities following strong audience response and judge endorsement. Vocal coaches pointed out technical consistency across performance segments despite limited formal stage training. Audience feedback trends indicated strong emotional connection across multiple demographic groups present during broadcast viewing experience. Media outlets reported rapid growth in public interest following golden buzzer activation moment and judge commentary comparisons to previous talent show success stories. Public conversation focused heavily on emotional resonance and authenticity, present in performance delivery rather than theatrical staging or production complexity. Many commentary threads highlighted relatability of journey from everyday life background into large stage environment. Industry observers predicted sustained visibility within entertainment circuits, following strong initial exposure and judge validation moments experienced during televised performance showcase. Stacy's recognition didn't just grow quietly in the background. It kept building momentum, spreading across entertainment discussions and talent competition analysis in media spaces around the world. One mention turned into many, and suddenly conversations were no longer just about performances, but about presence, personality, and connection. People weren't just watching anymore. They were engaging, reacting, and forming real opinions in real time. So what exactly pushed that shift from attention to genuine connection? That's where things get even more interesting. Because the real story isn't just about visibility, it's about impact. Stick around till the very end. This next part reveals everything. Social media impact and connecting with fans. Since a memorable audition on Britain's Got Talent aired, Stacy suddenly stepped into a completely different level of attention online. Numbers tell part of that shift. More than 194,000 followers on TikTok and over 1.4 million likes did not appear overnight by accident. Something deeper clearly connected. What exactly made people stop scrolling and stay? Talent alone? Or something more personal and real? TikTok quickly became more than just a place for short singing clips. That space turned into a kind of diary, a window into daily life, small wins, emotional moments, and honest reflections. Instead of polished, distant content, Stacy leaned into simplicity. Raw vocals, quiet rooms, familiar settings. Nothing overly staged. Isn't that what people tend to trust more these days? Something that feels close and genuine, rather than perfect and untouchable? One particular video stood out and spread widely across the platform. A visit to a care home where Stacy's mother works turned into something unexpectedly powerful. A resident named John sat and listened as Stacy sang. Emotion showed clearly on John's face, a moment filled with warmth and quiet connection. No big stage, no flashing lights, just a voice and a human reaction. Moments like that raise a simple question. How often does music reach people in such a direct and meaningful way? That video carried a different kind of weight. Not just entertainment, but comfort. Not just performance, but presence. Many comments reflected that feeling. Viewers spoke about family members, memories, and emotions stirred up by that simple act. Isn't that the kind of impact many artists hope to create but rarely achieve so naturally? Beyond moments like that, Stacy continued sharing pieces of personal life. Gratitude appeared again and again in captions and short messages. Comments from supporters seemed to mean a lot. A full heart, appreciation for kind words, and surprise at how far things had come. Fame did not appear to be the focus. Connection seemed to matter more. Isn't that a refreshing shift from what usually happens after viral success? There was also honesty about struggles. Speech difficulties, personal loss, and challenges that shaped daily life came into the open. No attempt to hide imperfections. No effort to create a flawless image. That openness seemed to resonate strongly. Many followers shared similar experiences, creating a sense of shared understanding. How often does someone speak openly about struggles in such a visible space without filtering everything? Consistency also played a role. Regular posts, steady interaction, and a clear sense of identity helped build trust. Not just a one-time viral moment, but an ongoing relationship with an audience. Each post added another layer to that connection. Slowly, a community formed rather than just a following. Isn't that what turns attention into something lasting? Music remained at the center of everything. Every clip, every post, every moment tied back to a voice and a message. No distractions, no unnecessary reinvention, just growth and expression. That kind of focus can be rare in a space filled with trends and constant changes. Why chase every trend when authenticity already works? Stacy's presence online became more than numbers. A mix of talent, vulnerability, gratitude, and consistency created something meaningful. Growth on social media often feels unpredictable. But in this case, the pattern seems clear. Real moments, real emotions, and real connections. Isn't that what keeps people coming back again and again? Looking ahead, Stacey Leadbeatter's journey from a small-town girl struggling with a stammer to a golden buzzer sensation on Britain's Got Talent is nothing short of inspirational. In interviews following her BGT success, Stacy has spoken about how surreal the experience feels, from standing behind a supermarket counter one day to being thrust into the national spotlight the next. Despite the rapid rise to fame, Stacy remains grounded and focused. She expresses deep appreciation for the support from the judges, especially KSI, and the public's encouragement. More than fame, Stacy values the opportunity to have her voice and story finally heard. Looking ahead, Stacy is excited to explore her musical potential further. She has expressed interest in performing more, writing original songs, and possibly recording professionally. Beyond her own career, Stacy is passionate about mentoring young people with speech disorders, hoping to inspire and support others facing similar challenges. She has also hinted at launching a podcast that combines music, healing, and storytelling, a project that would allow her to share more of her journey and connect with a broader audience. Stacy's story is one of transformation, resilience, and hope, and she is determined to use her platform to make a positive impact. In a world where many voices go unheard, Stacey Leadbeatter's voice is a beacon of strength and authenticity. Her journey reminds us that with perseverance, vulnerability, and support, it is possible to overcome even the most daunting obstacles and shine on the biggest stages. With this, we have come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do well to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. To enjoy more thrilling stories, click now on the following video that pops up on your screen.